Hello everyone, welcome back to another Starships 2.0 tutorial. This time I'll be talking about ship proficiencies and skills. Ability checks often employ the use of a character's skills. These types of ability checks are commonly referred to as skill checks, so I'll be using that terminology throughout this video. Making a skill check in the space game follows the same rules as the ground game, but the ability score modifiers you add to your D20 roll are your ships and not your characters. Let's refresh you on the syntax for skill checks first. This is particularly useful to understand if you play with the skills with different abilities variant rule, which allows you to change up which ability score is used for each particular skill check. A skill check is denoted by two words. The first word tells you which ability score governs the check, and the second word, in parentheses, tells you the name of the skill in which you may or may not have proficiency or expertise. For example, let's say I make a strength boost check with an X-Wing. Our nice X-Wing Google Sheet is in the background here. Boost is governed by the strength ability score. The X-Wing strength score is 16, which gives us a +3 modifier. So to complete the check, I roll 1d20 and add 3 to the roll. Simple, right? Just like in the ground game. What about the ground game's proficiency bonus, though? Do ships have their own proficiency bonus like characters do? The answer is no. Ships do not have a proficiency bonus. Instead, they borrow the proficiency bonus of the crew member that is making the skill check. However, there is a catch. You cannot add a crew member's proficiency bonus to a ship skill check, saving throw, or attack roll unless that character has at least one rank in any deployment. Deployments are discussed in a later video. The terminology used for proficiency bonus in the space game is different than that of the ground game, but has the same impact mechanically. The term proficiently equipped is equivalent to being proficient in the ground game. The term expertly equipped is equivalent to having expertise in the ground game. Simple, right? Looking at our X-Wing again, we see that it is proficiently equipped for intelligence probe and wisdom scan checks, and it isn't expertly equipped for any skills. So let's make a wisdom scan check. I roll 1d20 and add our wisdom modifier, since scan is governed by wisdom, which is a +2 in this case, and then add the crew member's proficiency bonus. In this case, the crew member is the X-Wing's pilot. For this example, let's use the NPC crew proficiency number, which you may have noticed in the collection of numbers below our skill list. This number is used by the GM for NPC-controlled ships, and it increases with ship tier. In this case, our proficiency bonus is +3. So, to recap, I want to make a wisdom scan check. I roll 1d20, add my ship's wisdom modifier, which is +2, and add the rolling crew member's proficiency bonus, which is +3. So the overall roll is 1d20 +2 +3, or 1d20 +5. If our X-Wing was expertly equipped for a skill, we would follow the same process, but we double the rolling crew member's proficiency bonus, just like we would for expertise in the ground game, and add that to the roll. So, if our X-Wing was expertly equipped for wisdom scan checks, the roll would be 1d20 +2, plus double our proficiency bonus, which would be 6. So the final roll becomes 1d20 +8. As I've hinted at here, the crew member that makes a particular skill check may change from skill to skill, depending on what they're doing or where they are on the ship. It is up to your GM to determine which crew member is most suitable to make each skill check for the ship. Saving throws, on the other hand, are always rolled by and use the proficiency bonus of the ship's pilot. So how do we go about giving our ships proficiency or expertise? It's actually fairly straightforward. Your ship will start with 2 saving throw proficiencies based on its size, but no skill proficiencies, with the exception of the maneuvering skill. Aside from the maneuvering skill, skill proficiencies and expertise, and even additional saving throw proficiencies, are acquired by installing certain modifications. That's all there is to it. As for the maneuvering skill specifically, your ship is proficiently or expertly equipped for it if your ship's pilot has proficiency or expertise respectively in the piloting skill for the ground game. Lastly, you may notice while reading through the ship skills that some of them instead allow you to make the check with a ground game skill at disadvantage. When making an alternative check in this way, you can use your character's ability score modifier instead of the ship's. This can be useful if your ship is lacking in a particular ability score that your ground game character excels in. And that's all for this video. I hope you found it helpful and informative, and I'll see you on the next one.